City Time, Pastor Gilbert's office here, part of it anyway. But anyway, we're talking about God's abundant blessings. Yeah, He's been blessing us all this time here. I'm so excited because we're starting church already. I'm waiting for you guys to show up and say hello to us. We don't have kids' church, but we have family services. So please join us. If you joined us today, I didn't see you because I'm over here recording the day before. Anyway, let me turn it over to Pastor Gilbert so he can introduce the service, all right? Take it away, Pastor Gilbert.
Thank you, Master Dub. Well, kids, week number 17. I'm so excited for today's service because we're talking about God's abundant blessings. Oh, yes, we got to celebrate. He's been blessing us here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure He's been blessing you guys at home as well. I mean, He's been good to all of us. And but before we do that, I want to remind you about BGMC and also time to worship. So everybody get up and worship.
We've got a battle to fight. God is on our side. We've got a world to reach. Your spirit lives in me. We've got a need to fill. We know it's your will for the world to see, that you set them free, and you can count on me. You can count on me. I will give all I can. I will lend a helping hand. I will be all I can be. You can count on me. I will love with all my heart. I will always do my part. I will see the victory. You can count on me. We've got a battle to fight. God is on our side. We've got a world to reach. Your spirit lives in me. We've got a need to feel, and we know it's your will for the world to see, that you set them free, and you can count on me. You can count on me. I will give all I can. I will lend a helping hand. I will be all I can be. You can count on me. I will love with all my heart. I will always do my part. I will see the victory. You can count on me. You can count on me. I'm on a mission to set the captives free. You can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me. I will serve the King, and I will lay down my life for the one who died to set me free. You're my everything. You set the captives free, and I want you to know that you can always count on me. I will give all I can. I will lend a helping hand. I will be all I can be. You can count on me. I will love with all my heart. I will always do my part. I will see the victory. You can count on me. Oh, 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 oh.
let's turn it over to the team so they can talk to you about the abundant blessing. Take it away, team.
God's power changes everything. God's love compels. God loves everyone, and His Son changes everything. Yeah, His Son changes everything. God gives friends. God blesses abundantly. God wants everyone to know Jesus. Can you shout Jesus? God delivers. God is a living God. God calls us to more. God calls us to life with Him. God is the beginning and the end. God gives freedom. Extreme life. Extreme life. Extreme life. Leave your mark. Leave your mark. Leave your mark. Woo. Solid.
Hello everyone! Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Valentine's Day, and Thanksgiving too. Now, I know what you're thinking, it is the middle of July, but if you want to know something about me is that I love holidays. I love a reason to celebrate and get people together and remember some really cool things. Christmas in July is a thing, right? Well, holidays, they're a time to remember about what happens in our lives. So a birthday is all about remembering that somebody's born. Christmas is that Jesus came to this earth. Valentine's Day is all about love. And don't forget about Thanksgiving. It's about being thankful for the many things God has blessed us with. Oh, and also Thanksgiving, you get to eat some turkey and some stuffing, some cranberry sauce. It is so good. It's like a feast of yumminess. Hey, speaking of a feast, this reminds me of something in the Bible. Did you know that there are feasts in the Bible too? The Israelites would celebrate what God had done in their lives. And this one today is about the Feast of Tabernacles. This was a time for the Israelites to remember how God had brought them out of the wilderness and fulfilled His promise to give them a new land. Now that is a reason to celebrate. You know, we all have a lot of reasons to celebrate what God has done in our lives. I remember a time in my life when God showed up in a big way. When I was 13 years old, my parents and I became missionaries. Now, this was a really exciting time. We each knew that God was calling us. I felt God's leading on my heart that He wanted me to become a missionary, even at a young age. And this was such a fun time that we got to move to a whole new country. We were going to be moving to the country of Cambodia. But even though this was super exciting, there were some really hard days too, because there was a lot of transition. My dad, he had to sell his business. We moved into a smaller home, and so my sister and I, we were sharing rooms again. Even there were less presents under the Christmas tree. And my mom, she would sometimes cry when pieces of mail came and there were big bills that they had to pay, but they didn't have the money for. I distinctly remember too, even our kitchen cabinets looked a little more bare than they used to. I felt the sadness of my mom and dad. I felt the sadness of wondering if God was going to provide, even though we were stepping out and making this big transition to tell people about Jesus. I prayed and asked God for His help. My mom and dad, they prayed and asked God for His help, and He heard our prayers. It was a Wednesday night at church, and we were talking with friends after church, just hanging out together, when suddenly my mom, she walks over to me, and she's carrying the biggest thing I have ever seen. Do you want to know what it was? It was a huge honey ham. Now, can you believe that? She was carrying a ham, and she had tears streaming down her face. I was shocked. I asked my mom, "Mom, where did you get this ham?" It's not every day that you see somebody carrying a ham at church, now is it? I asked her about this ham, and she said that a woman from the church came up to her after service, and she had felt God asking her to give this ham to my mom for our family. Now, this lady who gave this ham, she had a family of her own. She probably bought this ham for a really nice meal, and she was probably saving it for a really special occasion. But she said that when she went to go cook the ham, God spoke to her heart and asked her to give this ham to my family. She listened to God, and she did what He asked of her. And because of this, my family and I, we were abundantly blessed. Isn't that amazing? And now for the next few weeks, we had ham casserole, we had ham potatoes, we had ham soup. I didn't even know you can make ham soup. We had ham sandwiches too. You know, God had provided for my family in an amazing, amazing way. And because of this example, we knew that God was going to meet every need that me and my family had as we stepped out in faith and became missionaries. You know, how has God blessed you? Maybe you don't have a story about ham, but maybe you do have a story about how maybe somebody surprised you with a special gift, or how God answered a prayer, or maybe even how God sent a friend to give you a smile when you really, really needed one. These are all very important stories, and they're uniquely yours. Share these stories with your friends, with your family, about how God has abundantly blessed you. Celebrate and remember all that God has done, and I know that people around you will be blessed when you share your stories. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.